Hey there, lovely. If you're a driven and highly ambitious woman who has checked all the boxes, followed all the rules, only to realize you don't actually feel fulfilled or you don't feel like you're living your purpose, then you are absolutely in the right place. My name is Melissa Chavis. I'm an intuitive mindset coach, and I am absolutely obsessed with helping you discover your true purpose, that thing you were put here on this earth to do, so that you can live the most fulfilling and abundant life possible. Hey there, beautiful. Welcome back to another episode of the Authentic Awakening podcast. Today, I want to talk about a topic that I've touched on before and have even done another episode on, but I think it's really important to kind of give a little bit more clarity on this topic and take it a step further and break it down a little bit more for you. I've been thinking a lot about the topic of manifestation. I think that this is such a buzzword, and we're hearing about this so much, and hearing about this possibility to manifest whatever you want, manifest your dream life, manifest a new relationship, manifest a new car, a new house. I just feel like we hear it everywhere. We hear it all the time. But let's talk about what it really means, because ultimately, manifestation just means to make real. So it's literally just to have an idea and then make it reality. I think a lot of times we hear manifestation and think like, oh, that's super woo-woo, airy-fairy kind of a concept, right? That just seems sort of out there, not very realistic. And I just want to say that manifestation at its core truly just means to make something reality. I think that because of this sort of misperception that is out there around manifestation, there are people who just immediately write it off as unrealistic, woo-woo, just magical thinking or something, and just say, like, yeah, I'm really not into manifestation, right? But there are also people out there who think, oh, manifestation just means thinking about something or doing some affirmations, visualization, and this thing will appear for me. It will just pop into my life magically. So they get excited about this possibility that something will just manifest in their life. And they go about trying to manifest things in that manner by just kind of sitting back, visualizing it, thinking about it, sort of putting it out there into the universe, hoping that one day it will just appear in front of them. They will just have this opportunity that comes up out of nowhere for them and will just be their dream job or their dream home just pops up out of nowhere. And they're trying to do it this way, and they get extremely frustrated and feel like manifestation just doesn't work for me. I don't know how to do it. I just can't make it happen. So I think it's really important to break it down and talk about how one really goes about manifesting something in your life. And what I've realized is that manifestation is much, much more than just positive thinking. It is truly about creating this incredibly potent level of alignment in your life. Real manifestation can only occur when your thoughts, your beliefs, and your actions align with what you want. When those things align with your desired outcome, that is how you actually manifest. If your subconscious beliefs, your daily habits contradict your desires, no amount of affirmations or daily visualization will make them real. And believe it or not, there is actually science behind how manifestation works. You may have heard this term because it also kind of gets thrown around in this space a little bit. You may have heard about the Reticular Activating System, or RAS. So this mechanism inside your brain filters information based on what you are focusing on. So there's this very relevant example that I feel like most of us can relate to and understand. This idea that if you've decided that you like a certain kind of car, or you go to the dealership and you buy a certain car, you seem to just immediately start seeing this car everywhere you look. I know that has happened to me so many times in my life. I will buy a certain car at the dealership and I'm literally driving back home and I see five of them out on the road driving around. I'm like, it's so does everybody drive this car now? Well, they were always there. Those cars were always going to show up on my way home that day. But because I'm focused on this specific make and model of vehicle, my brain just picks it up. It sees it in my environment around me. Whereas if I were focused on some totally different vehicle, it may not have ever picked up on those other vehicles that were driving all around me the whole time. So your brain automatically starts to pick up on things in your environment that relate to what you are focusing on in your brain. When you start to shift your beliefs and your actions and your thoughts toward a specific outcome that you're trying to get to, your brain starts noticing new opportunities and patterns that were already there, were already going to show up in your environment. But because you were never focused specifically on this outcome, because you hadn't shifted your thoughts, your beliefs, and your actions toward it, you would not have seen them. You wouldn't have picked them up. But when you do shift the way you're thinking and the way you believe things happen in life, you naturally start to see things that way. And you pick up on those things, those opportunities in your environment. To break this down a little bit more for you and simplify it as much as I can, I have come up with 3 simple, straightforward steps to manifesting what you really want in life. First, and this is where some people get stuck, you need to know what it is that you really want. What exactly are you trying to manifest? And here's the thing, I said exactly because this needs to be specific. Just stating, I want to manifest more money or I want to manifest more freedom in my life is too vague. You aren't just going to pick up on opportunities of more money around you. You're not going to just see the more freedom door opening for you, right? It's way too vague. So the universe, or stated more practically, your subconscious responds best to specificity. What does more freedom actually look like for you? What does that truly mean for you and your specific situation? Or how much money do you want? Or even better, what will result in your life from this more money? What are the things that this more money would actually do for you? Picture that. Picture those scenarios where you have whatever amount of money you'd like to manifest and how it has played out in your life, how that has provided you with something of value, of meaning in your life. So the clearer you get here, the easier it is to align your actions and your beliefs with these desires. And that is why in my coaching program, the very first thing we start with is the vision. We're working together to create a crystal clear vision for exactly where you want to go so that we can work on that alignment and work on getting you there. Okay, so you've created your vision. Step 2 is to align your beliefs with your desired reality or your desired outcome. I know I've said this here a million times, and I'm going to say it again. Your beliefs literally create your reality. And this happens because of the RAS that we talked about earlier, the Reticular Activating System. Because whatever it is that you believe to be true, whatever it is that those thoughts, those beliefs that you always have swirling around inside your brain, whatever those are, the RAS has a way of making you see those things as your reality around you. And so whatever you believe is your reality. So changing your reality requires changing your beliefs. If you believe deep down, I have to work really, really hard to deserve success, or I'm really not very good with money, your subconscious mind will make sure that those beliefs are shown to you in your reality around you. That is what will be reflected back to you. The key to manifestation isn't just setting goals, creating this vision for yourself. It is literally rewriting the beliefs that are keeping you stuck so that success and abundance just feel like natural states for you. It feels like a natural byproduct of the beliefs that you're holding for yourself and not something that you're trying to force, not something that you're like sitting there holding on to, just trying to visualize it into reality. It needs to feel like, yeah, this makes sense. I believe this to be true. And so it makes sense that it's just showing up in my life around me. Okay, step 3 is, of course, I will say it all day, taking aligned action toward your desired outcome instead of just sitting there and waiting for your dream life to show up at your doorstep, because that is not how manifestation works. Manifestation absolutely doesn't work without action. If you've done step 1 and step 2, the action becomes clearer and you do start to see those opportunities and those possibilities showing up in your reality around you. But then you're required to take action when they come into your reality. You're required to move yourself, like physically, toward those things. So it truly, like I said in the beginning, manifestation is not about sitting back, visualizing something, and just hoping for a miracle, hoping that it's just going to show up in your life one day. It is about making moves as if your desired outcome is already unfolding. It's believing that this desired outcome is happening for you and then taking the moves toward it as one would if they believe that it is just going to happen for them. If they believe that it is a natural outcome in their lives, that they will get to this desired reality, they would take the steps that they needed to take to get there. So when you start taking these sort of small, intentional, aligned actions, you also start sending this powerful message to the universe or your subconscious that you're serious about this and that you really are making this happen. And the universe responds with opening new doors for you, with allowing you to see these opportunities that you may not have noticed previously when you weren't so aligned, with this new outcome or this new goal for yourself. And in my coaching practice, this is where human design plays such a critical role in manifesting this new reality for yourself, because your human design chart essentially acts as this roadmap to show you exactly how to know what is aligned for you and then how to take action toward it. Truly, your strategy and your authority. And if you want to learn more about this, I just did an episode on this 2 weeks ago, maybe. So you can go and check that one out. But your strategy and authority truly show you how to know what is aligned for you and then how to take action toward it. So in my coaching practice, when it comes to taking aligned action toward your goals, toward your desired outcome, this is where we rely heavily on your human design chart to figure out on this very practical, literal level, how you know which actions that you really need to take, which actions are aligned for you, which actions are aligned with where you're trying to go. So, for example, as a projector myself, I am not meant to be out there chasing opportunities and trying to make things happen. It is all about focusing on what brings me joy and what I like to do, and truly focusing on what I'm really passionate about, and then allowing the invitations to come my way, and then discerning which invitations are the right invitations for me to respond to. But ultimately, it is not about me going out there and trying to make it happen, trying to chase down opportunities. It's all about waiting for the right invitations to come my way and then taking action on those invitations. Because if I'm not still playing my part in all of this, then nothing's really going to happen. So those are essentially the three basic, very logical, practical steps of manifestation. The process truly is very straightforward, but it can be incredibly challenging to put into practice in real life. And I fully understand that. I know I've broken it down in this very simplistic way, but I fully understand and acknowledge that in real life, changing long-held internal beliefs about yourself or the world around you is incredibly difficult. And I can guarantee that in order for you to manifest a life that looks different than your current reality, you will have to change some of your beliefs. Because if you think about it, if your beliefs already aligned with this desired reality that you're trying to create, you would have already created it for yourself, because that is how life works. So in order to create a different reality, in order to get this different outcome, you absolutely will need to change some of your long-held, deep-seated internal beliefs about both yourself and the world around you. So this, yes, is an incredibly challenging process. And while manifestation and the pieces that are necessary to make it happen are very straightforward and simple, the process itself and actually implementing it in your life is incredibly challenging for most of us, I would say. I don't know. I've never really met anyone who manifested things really, really easily. Finally, I do want to remind you that manifestation it's a daily practice. It's not just like this one-time ritual that you can just sit down, visualize something happening, and then poof, all of a sudden it appears in your life. People get really, really excited about this concept of manifestation and thinking that they can just set it and forget it. They can just kind of do this thing once. and then kind of forget about it. And then all of a sudden, this desired outcome is just going to appear in their life for them. But truly, the key here is consistency and really coming back to this on a daily basis. So whether that looks like journaling, visualization, or really just consistently making decisions in a very aligned way on a day-to-day basis, the more you align yourself with your desired reality, the faster it becomes your actual reality. And finally, if you're ready to really streamline your manifestations, I invite you to check out my private mentorship program. If you're really feeling stuck, but you are ready to start manifesting in a way that actually works, my coaching program is designed to guide you and support you every single step of the way through this exact framework that I've laid out for you here. And I am here to help you break through those limiting beliefs, align your actions with your vision, and make manifestation logical and repeatable for you so that you can actually create a life that feels good and not just one that looks good on paper. So if you're interested in learning more about that, I invite you to click the link down below this episode and schedule a call. Let's chat about it and see if this would be a good fit for you. Hopefully today's episode was helpful in breaking down manifestation in a more practical way for you. I would love to hear your thoughts about it. You can either leave a comment here or you can DM me over on Instagram. It's at Melissa Ann Chavis. So until next time, I hope you have a great rest of your week. That's it for another episode of the Authentic Awakening podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you found it helpful, I'd love to hear from you. You can do that by liking and subscribing to my YouTube channel or rating and reviewing the podcast wherever you're listening.